Goosebumps 2: A Haunted Halloween. This is obviously the sequel to the first Goosebumps film, which I'll talk about in a second because I fucking love that film. But this one it has a new cast. Jack Black returns as well. And it basically follows another story surrounding Slappy, surrounding these kids that have opened up the books and let these monsters into the world. Now, the first film. God, I fucking love that film. That film was so much more impressive than I thought it would be. I think that's exactly what you want as like a kids kind of horror film. Similar to what I was talking about with like The House with the Clock on its Wall, where I think it's got that like horrorish element that the kids will like and they should be scared of, and that's fine. But I think that's what Goosebumps did really fucking well. That's one of my favorite cinematic experiences seeing that film. But this one, honestly, I didn't have high expectations. Obviously, you look at the cast: Odeya Rush, Dylan Minette, and Ryan Lee. None of those three returned, and there you've got three new actors. The kid from It, the girl that Jack Black played in the new Jumanji film, and then another kid that I'm not sure where he's from, but he's obviously an actor as well. And, it was fine. It was an enjoyable film. This movie, it had some laughs in there. It gave you that family kind of horror film that I like. But it just didn't do what the Goosebumps movie did right the first time. They didn't kind of take that step up. Took more of a step down, if anything. But obviously, the story itself, I think, is fine. I think I like the story more in the first one, obviously. There's going to be huge comparisons to the first one, because it is a sequel, but you're kind of doing a different thing than the first one did, but the same thing at the same time. So you've got to compare it. But I think the story was fine. Very similar to the first one, of course. The jokes were there. I think they tried a lot. I think they tried, maybe not a lot more, but the same amount as the first one did, but just not as many clicks. I kind of realised that because I rewatched the first one as well last night after seeing the second one, just to be like, oh, don't remember it being as good as it was, because I've seen it a few times anyway, but I was like, no, this movie's legitimately funny. I just didn't think the movie was as funny as the first one was. It was still enjoyable, it was still had a few laughs in there, but it just wasn't there. Slappy obviously is the main monster. I would have loved to see more monsters, because Slappy was kind of the main one in the first one, and I understand he's a great character, don't get me wrong, but I would have liked to expand on a few more monsters in this film, because there's some cool ones. Same with the first one. That was a problem I had as well. You get some cool ass monsters, like you see in the background, I'm like, oh, can I see him more? And you never do. Like the werewolf was one I loved in the first one as well. I want to see more of these characters and expand on the scenes. I feel like in this film, you didn't get that. Like the first one, you got a big ass werewolf scene, big ass praying mantis scene, the gelatinous monster, that I've seen, Slappy. I think like 4 big characters in. I can't remember anything besides maybe Slappy in this one. Some witches every now and again. They're kind of always just running from monsters, and that's something I would have liked to have seen. There was some more scenes like the first one did, was to expand on those monsters. Even the first one I think could have expanded even more. This one needed to expand a lot more. But no, I did enjoy this film. I think this movie, I think I'm talking a bit more negatively of it because it's the first one was so good in my mind. So if the first one wasn't as good, or if the first one didn't exist and this was the first one, I probably would have come in with a bit more, energy and a lot more positivity towards this film, because I did enjoy it. I sat there, had a good time. I never once sat there and went, this is shit, I want to get me out of here. I never sat there and went, oh, this is fine. Like, I was actually enjoying it. I was like, oh, this is fun. But just because of the high stakes of the first one and how much I loved that film, I'm gonna compare it to this one, and like that made it there harder to exceed in its mind, because it didn't top it, didn't come close to it in my opinion. It was still enjoyable, as I said. I think the cast, they weren't the best actors. They were definitely young actors, but in the first one I believe they were acted quite well. Dylan Minette obviously had a successful career as well, but this movie, I think, could have been better. It is still an enjoyable time. I still definitely recommend taking your family to see this film, or going to see it with your kids, depending on how young they are. There is a few scary scenes in there, but I think this does its job. It is a Halloween film. It is a little, family fun film, and it does its job there. It just didn't do maybe as much as I wanted it to. Maybe I had too much high expectations on it. Not really. Maybe it's just because of the first one. I have high expectations from that one. But I'm going to give Goosebumps 2 a C+. Thank you guys for watching my review of Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween. If you like it, press the like button, subscribe, see me more, plenty of reviews coming. Halloween, this is my last up-to-date review, so I'm now up-to-date, which means I can get into some more other stuff besides new release reviews. I've been dropping so many lately because I was so behind. Other stuff coming, Blu-ray updates. I want to do maybe a movie night at some stage. a few things coming. Definitely look out for that. Whatever you want to comment, do whatever you like. Have a good one.